Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. So in this occasion, I would like to present my seminar proposal. This is about the perception of English education student Winraden Intan Lampung on online learning via Zoom during the COVID-19 pandemic. So let's start. This is from the first is the background of the problem. At the end of 2019, this pandemic has attacked the world, including Indonesia, affecting various levels of society, both in terms of economic and education. As a result of this COVID-19, in the end, made the government have to decide on regulation, where this regulation can help to break the chain of transmissions. Policies taken by the government so that people keep their distance or avoid associations. From the result of this policy to have been implemented, various problems in the world of education are faced by the teacher and students, such as the obligation of teacher and student to adapt to the use new learning media, such as various distant learning media, namely YouTube, Zoom, WhatsApp, also Google Classroom. And then based on Fatur Rahman that state that learning is essential a transactional process of mutual communication between teachers and students and among students with each other to achieve the objectives that have been established effectively and efficiency. From this explanation, it is certain that face-to-face communication is very important so that learning can take place well. And the next is the identification and limitation of the problem or focus and sub-focus of this problem. So not all problem will be discussed in this study. The author gives a limitation in the study, namely to find out how the perception of English education when real students toward the online learning via Zoom during the COVID-19 pandemic. And then this research is the perception or the response of when real students toward online learning through the Zoom platform. And the sub-focus is adapting the use of Zoom as a learning media during the COVID-19 pandemic. And for the next is about the formulation of the problem. So based on the background that has been explained, the author will be formulate several problems so that later they will be find a stable result. And then with the following problem formulation. So for the first is how to student perception to using the Zoom during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the second is does Zoom help English education when real students during the online learning. And the objective of the research is the first is to find out the perception of English education when real students toward online learning via Zoom during the COVID-19 pandemic. And second is to find out whether the use of the Zoom can help the online learning of English education with real students. And the next is about the relevant research in this study that I have some of the relevant research. The first is from the journal entitled Student Perception of Online Learning in a Pandemic, written by Sari. The result of this study was student perception of online learning to use various media or application in the course has somewhat a good category. For the implementation and the student suggestion to start WhatsApp, Google Meet or Zoom application. And the next is from the Ermawati Nurul with the title The Analysis of Student Perception on the Efficient Application Used in Online Learning in the Midst of COVID-19 Pandemic. Based on the result, the respondents say that the application used in online learning during in the midst of COVID-19 pandemic was efficient because the application was a good way or alternative way to do learning activity from home. And the next is about the journal entitled Student Perception on Learning Language at the Graduate Program of English Education amid the COVID-19 pandemic, written by Unita. The result of this research indicate that students have a positive perception, which in the good category. Moreover, the data obtained from the written interview showed that most students gave the positive response to online learning conducted at the graduate program of English Education of the University Bengkulu. And the next is about the research method. So, and they studied that the study uses a qualitative descriptive method by distributing questionnaires using Google Form. And this method is to assess the perception of English education when real students toward online learning via Zoom during the COVID-19 pandemic. And the subject is the English education students, and then the sampling is non-probability sampling. And then the data collection is distributing online questionnaire Google Form via WhatsApp message. Okay, so that's all my presentation about the seminar proposal. And thank for his attention. And wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.